Morning Highland. WHHS. WHHSFSHG 11 TV, where we are honest, humble, and supportive. I'm Kieran.
And I'm Emily. Today we're covering social studies, Christmas, and holiday topics across the globe. First, we're handing it to Toby and Maggie, who are covering the mythical and wondrous animal of the week.
Thanks, Emily. This week's animal of the week is a reindeer.
These gentle, not-so-giant animals grow to be around 4'9" and weigh about 400 pounds.
These animals are prey to every animal. They use their antlers to defend themselves, and both males and females grow antlers.
Their noses are specifically designed to warm the air before it goes into their lungs. This has caused a deformation in some reindeers to cause their nose to turn bright red and glow.
There has been reports of reindeer being seen flying and pulling a red sleigh like a box.
Thank you, guys.
Next up is Noah, covering the history of the holidays.
'Twas the week before exams, when all through the school, not a student was stirring. Mr. Walls is not cool. The papers were graded by the teachers with care, in hopes Mr. Stover would gift them a new chair. The students were seated, eagerly awaiting to go sled, while visions of Christmas break danced about in their heads. The holiday season, a time for great joy. But little known facts I'm about to employ to teach you the history about where you get your toys, or more specifically how the holiday came about, but I couldn't rhyme that, I digress. Christmas has its roots in Judeo-Christian values, as I'm sure you all know, but the birth of Christ is not all you must throw into the mix, because the mix is quite thorough. Yes, more than just Christians enjoy these times that we hallow. To betray the giving season, I must retell a tale of a war that lasted seasons and some gentlemen that would not fail. 'Twas the year 1914 on the Western Front, where Germans and Brits got together for some fun. They kicked the soccer ball from one into another, through no man's land and ashes from one to the other. The solemn reminder that we all have emotions is enough for me to show that Christmas causes commotion. However, Christmas is not the only season of giving. Yuletide events in multitudes are singing about one thing or another, but we all come together for pleasing the little ones about the house, for gifts they are clinging. Now we traveled through time to 1966 to unfurl African heritage that in the past had been nixed. Maulana Ron Karinga had a vision of a holiday that's secular, more focused on division and breaking the stigma. For the riots in Watts, mid-August they happened, changed LA a lot, Karinga was shaken. He simply wanted to unite the community without citing impunity. Lastly, we reach Hanukkah, the Jewish time of redemption, exclaiming Mazel Tov. Hanukkah itself means dedication. Born from McBee's rebels, made to acknowledge oppression, Menorah and Hanukkah, center candle is Shemesh, celebrating victory, celebrating death. From Smith to Walls and Walls to Wilhelm, even though we didn't go there today, this has been a Yuletide special brought to you by your host, Noah Thomas. You're watching WHHSFSHG 11 TV. Scott News.
Thanks, Noah.
Now we're moving on to sports with Jameson and Nate.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to sports. My name is Jameson Evener, and today we're talking about some of the Christmas games. The Miami Dolphins play the Dallas Cowboys. The Miami Dolphins lost to the Tennessee Titans. We thought we had the game locked in, but we didn't, because our defense is horrendous, apparently, all of a sudden now. So the analytics say the Cowboys have a 51.6% chance of winning, but I think the Cowboys have an 101% chance of winning because the Dolphins stink. Also this week played on Christmas, the Ravens and the 49ers at Levi Stadium. The 49ers have a 64.4% chance of winning. The temperature in Levi Stadium will be around the 60s, unlike the Baltimore Ravens playing in 30-degree weather the past 2 weeks. So check that game out. I'm taking the Ravens to win that one, so we'll see how that one goes. Now, we didn't have an episode premiere last week, but 2 weeks ago the Vikings and Raiders played. Yikes. 3-0, the Vikings beat the Raiders on around a game-winning field goal with only about 2 minutes left in the game. That same night, the Minnesota Wild beat the Seattle Kraken by the same score. Those two teams stink. All right. Welcome to Big Dog Jameson's Power 5. Now, Last week, the Miami Dolphins were in the Power 5, but they lost on Monday night, and quite frankly, I'm bummed out. Right, I'm bummed out about that. So number 5, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. Number 4, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 3, the Baltimore Ravens. Number 2, the Dallas Cowboys. And number 1, the San Francisco 49ers. I'm bummed out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to School Sports. On today's episode, we got boys basketball at Galleon on Thursday, the 21st of December. Girls basketball, Clear Fork, at home, the 22nd. Make sure you get your tickets. Go watch them. It's going to be a great matchup. I love you guys. And one last thing, we got bowling.
Thank you for the sports.
Tossing over to Layden and Bo for the State of the Week.
This week's State of the Week is the North Pole.
The North Pole has no actual landmass. Massive sheets of ice measuring 6 to 10 feet thick sit atop water that can be as deep as 13,400 feet.
The North Pole is extremely desolate and devoid of plant life, even relative to other Arctic areas.
The sun rises and sets on the North Pole only once a year. The sun rises on the spring equinox and stays in the sky until setting on the fall equinox.
The North Pole holds an annual marathon every April. This year, only 5 competitors completed the race.
Due to rapid climate change, the North Pole could be ice-free during the summers in as little as 30 years.
The North Star sits directly above the North Pole in the night sky and is visible from fall to the spring.
No one lives at the North Pole as the drifting ice and harsh conditions make it difficult to permanently settle there.
This week, we rate the North Pole a 9.7 out of 10.
I think the North Pole is just really, really stupid. You wanna know why? Because Santa Claus. Welcome back to Dr. Joe.
What is your earliest Christmas memory?
Nothing.
What are you looking most forward to about Christmas?
Nothing. My special guest for this episode of Dr. Joe is Mr. Bo Gantz himself.
Thanks for having me, Doc.
So, Bo, what do you think the true meaning of Christmas is?
The true meaning of Christmas?
Yeah.
Well, I can't tell that to you, Dr. Joe. Can only show you.
Why are we puppets?
Well, we have to be puppets, Dr. Joe. It's the only way to learn about Christmas. Follow me.
What?
Why do we need to learn about the spirit of Christmas?
Because Christmas is a beautiful thing, Dr. Joe.
I think it's stupid.
Agree to disagree. It's about family and festivity and coming together. Family is an important part of Christmas. Everyone is kind and caring and celebrating the holiday season. Look at this family, Dr. Joe.
Merry Christmas, son. Merry Christmas, Mom. I know it's not a lot, but I got you something for Christmas this year. Oh my word, what could it possibly be? Here you go, buddy. Oh my word, Mother, I love it. I love you too, son. Happy holidays.
That's stupid.
What?
We're almost to the big man's house, Dr. Joe.
Who's the big man?
Look.
Oh.
Hey,
Santa.
buddy. How you doing?
Oh.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. May your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the last time ever, Jamison Evener. Thank you. Thank you. When I first started working on Scott News, I was merely a boy. Truly nothing of a person. But now, as the semester has grown and moved on, I turned into a man who occasionally works on Scott News. But now, as the semester comes to a close, I will hereby be announcing my retirement. I'll be announcing my retirement from production and on-screen appearances on Highland High School Scott News. I'm sorry. It's truly been an honor. I know you'll all miss my cutting-edge comedy. I'm sorry, and my overall charm. As I reflect back on these times, I must remember those who have doubted me throughout. I've some prepared for y'all too. So, this is for all the haters out there who said that Scott News was not going to be successful. Alright? I'll be your dream, I'll be your wish, I'll be your fantasy. I'll be your love, I'll be the one, be everything that you need. I love you more with every breath, truly, madly, deeply. Me too. I will be strong, I will be faithful, 'cause I'm counting on a new beginning, a reason for living, a deeper meaning. I wanna stand with you on a mountain.
And if we don't see you, have a good afternoon
A good evening.
and good night.